Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Faith Chats. This is episode number 8. Today, I'm going to be talking about the spirit of expectation. I read somewhere that the spirit of expectation is the breeding grounds for miracles to happen. So I am standing in front of my desk because there is a sign that hangs above my desk that I want you to see. And it says, always believe that something wonderful is about to happen. You know, as I'm working throughout the day, sometimes I would just lean back in my chair and I would look up at that sign and it would begin to just encourage me. It would just remind me to have a spirit of expectation and always to believe that something great is going to happen in my life. You know, I feel like a lot of times in Christianity, we talk about faith, but I feel like we don't talk about hope as much. And I believe that hope is very important. And 1 Corinthians 13:13, it says, and these three remain, faith, hope, and love. Of course, it says that the greatest of those three is love, but hope is in there for a reason. And it is listed separately from faith for a reason. See, when I think about faith, I think about trust. God, I trust that you are who you say that you are. God, I trust that you are going to do what you said you were going to do. God, I put my trust in you, right? That things are going to work out for me, that things are going to work out for my good. And when I think about hope, I think about anticipation, right? I think about expectation. God, I anticipate great things to happen in my life. God, I am expecting you to move in my life. And as I began to think about hope and faith, I began to think about the woman with the issue of blood. Her story is talked about in Matthew, Mark, and Luke, but I like the account of it in Mark because it gives a more detailed version of it. It is Mark 25 through 34, I believe it is. And it is this woman. She had an issue of blood for 12 years. And it talks about how she spent all of her money going to see doctor after doctor, but no one could help her. In fact, not only could no one help her, but her condition continued to get worse and worse along the way. But somehow, right, when this woman heard that Jesus was coming to town, she said, if I could just touch the hem of his garment, I know that I would be made whole. Now, we know that it was this woman's faith that healed her, right? And we know this because what did Jesus say to her? Woman, go thy way, thy faith has made you whole. However, can I offer to you that there had to be some hope mixed up in there somewhere as well? Because let's just think about this, y'all. For 12 years, this woman had this condition, spending all her pennies, right? Traveling near and far, hoping that someone will be able to do something for her. You know, maybe someone over here will be able to do something that someone over there wasn't, able to do. You know, maybe somebody over here, knows something or has encountered someone else with this condition that the person over here, hasn't, right? So this woman had to still have hope within her that even though none of these doctors could help her, even though she's spending up all her money, as exhausted as she was, she still believed that that was not going to be her life for the rest of her life. She still had to believe that her ending days were going to be better, than her days before, right? She still had to believe that this was not it for her. Could you put yourself in her situation? Would you still have had hope that there was going to be a different life for you after 12 years? I mean, this woman could have just been curled up in bed somewhere, y'all. She could have just been on her soapbox, right? She could have just been like, woe is me. This isn't fair. I guess this is just how my life is going to be. I guess that this is just it for me. You know, I guess I just, wasn't meant, to live this, life like everybody else. I guess this is just my cross to bear. She could have become very just bitter and cynical, right? And she could have just accepted that this is how her life was going to be for the rest of her life. But no, this woman, she had some hope down on the inside of her, right? She dared to believe that there was something better for her. She dared to believe that this was not going to be the end for her. And so even though it was her faith, right, that allowed that healing to take place, right? Because she said, if I could just touch the hem of his garment, I know, right? That was faith. That wasn't hope. She said, I know that I will be made whole. But in order for her to even get to the place where she got herself up out of bed and she went out into the crowd, right? And she touched the hem of her garment, she had to not have lost her hope. And that is a hard thing to do, to be stuck in a situation for 12 years and to still have the hope that this is not it for you. Can I encourage someone that even though you may have been in a situation for a very long time, to not lose your hope? Listen, I don't know what your situation is, right? Maybe you've been wanting to be married and have kids, and you're looking around at all of these people around you, maybe people who are younger than you, and you're starting to lose hope, right? You're watching the years go by and you're getting older, and it just doesn't seem like it is going to happen for you. Can I encourage you to not lose your hope? Not now doesn't mean never, right? And when you are a child of God and your will is submitted unto his, things may not always happen in our timing, but they will happen in God's divine timing. So don't lose your hope. Maybe you've been working really hard, putting in extra hours, right? Maybe you've been doing some things because you want them to notice you on your job, and you see everybody else around you getting accolades and getting promotions, and you're starting to lose hope, and you're starting to feel like, well, I guess nobody is ever going to notice me. Well, I guess that, my work just isn't good enough. I guess I'm just never going to get elevated. I guess I'm just going to still be sitting in the same position for the next 5-10 years. Can I encourage you not to lose your hope? Listen, perhaps your kids have just been driving you crazy, just been acting up. And you have begun to lose your hope about these kids because you just don't see a change taking place. Can I tell you, do not lose your hope? This woman had this condition for 12 years, and she just still believed that things were going to be different for her, that was not going to be her life for the rest of her life. And I want to encourage you to do the same thing. Listen, it is very hard to hold on to your faith if you don't have hope. Have you ever been around some hopeless people? They are not fun people to be around. Okay, people who don't have hope, they are very cynical. They are very sarcastic. No matter how you try to encourage them, they always have some type of a comeback, right? It's always this woe is me. It's always, oh, that kind of stuff don't never happen to me. Oh, it's always us, right? Oh, I wish that kind of stuff happened over here, but no, that type of stuff don't happen over here. Listen, if you don't have your hope, you're going to find yourself with just a very bleak outlook on life. Listen, what does it say in the book of Proverbs? I believe it's the 13th chapter. Hope deferred makes the heart sick. It's very hard for you to be encouraged and to have faith when your hope is gone, right? You're not looking forward to anything. You're not believing that great things are going to happen for you in life. I even think about the psalmist in the book of Psalms. What was it? The 42nd chapter in the fifth verse, when he said, "Why is my soul cast down within me? And he said, I will hope in the Lord. See, there is that word again. Hope is so important, guys. Without hope, we're going to find ourselves very cast down, right? We're going to find ourselves, very just sad and depressed. And hope deferred makes the heart sick, guys. You ain't going to have a whole lot of strength either, right? Because you're going to be too busy sitting on your soapbox. You're going to be too busy just walking around, just feeling like, woe is me. How come great things never happen for me? How come this person is getting that? And how come this is happening for that person? How come it never happens for me? Well, if that woman would have given up, would she have had the faith to reach out and to receive her healing, guys? Do you hear what I'm saying to you? If you have lost your hope, I want to encourage you to get your hope back right now, guys. I don't care how long that has been. And I don't say that lightly. I have been praying and believing God for some things. But I refuse to lose my hope, because I know that without hope, my faith is going to be affected. And so I just want to encourage you today, guys, whatever it is that you've been waiting for, don't lose your hope. And as I prepare to close out, I just want to play a little bit of this song by the Clark sisters, guys. As you go out throughout this week, I want you to keep this song in your mind. I want you to just walk around expecting a miracle, believing that God is going to do something great in your life. I don't care what it looks like. I don't care how long that you have, been dealing with whatever it is. I don't want you to lose your hope, guys. I want you to expect a miracle every day. I want you to always believe that something wonderful is getting ready to take place in your life, guys. I want you to have that mindset. I want you to believe it, guys. And so until the next time, I pray that you, number one, that you enjoyed this episode and that you received something from it, guys, that it encouraged you in some way, guys. And so as you go throughout your week, guys, just remember to hold on to your hope, guys, to have a spirit of expectation, because it is the breeding ground for miracles. So until the next time, take care and God bless.